I'm in London, but about 20 odd times.
23 to be precise.
Yeah, 23 times. What's been a real blessing is that we've worked with various people from various regions. So not only have we worked with people in London, but we've also worked with other worship teams or people involved in worship in other parts of the country. What's really beautiful is that for me, especially with usually I spend about 6 weeks or so just listening to a lot of songs. And then being able to go into a room and translate that with people who are beautiful, and I love them very, very dearly. And I don't just call them singers, they're family. So as Lou was just talking about that community and building community, what's really beautiful is that each one of us are from different churches. So none of us go to the same church. That goes for the band as well. But when we come together, it is very much a family affair. And so we laugh a lot. What's beautiful is because people have the gifts that they have, nobody lords it over anyone else, but we just come to bring our offering together. So, as much as I kind of lead stuff, I'm quite open. If I'm not getting that harmony right, I can take correction. Do you know what I mean? Donna, that's the wrong harmony. Okay, or the guys are doing this, or the altos are doing that, or whatever. But it's because we're family, so I can take that correction as much as they can give, as much as I give it, as well as, taking it. So, we come together, we spend a week, actually it's not even a week, that's a lie, 3 days, in rehearsal. Yes, the band rehearse a whole lot more than the singers do, but hey, sorry girl. They got a lot more to learn. Although we do have a lot of words and we do have a lot to learn, but we kind of get a head start of them because I give people the songs in advance. The thing I do say to the guys is, please come prepared. I am not going to teach you what you need to do. You need to come prepared, and it's really important that people come prepared. Otherwise it wouldn't work. If I have to teach you everything and we only have 3 days to do it in, it's not going to come together in that way. So GOZ-I and I talk a lot beforehand, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, lots of emails back and forth, lots of scheduling, what we're going to run, and literally I leave all the scheduling to GOZ-I, actually, because he's good at that.
Well, if there was one thing you were going to take away from this, if you fail to prepare. Now, I really don't like the word fail, so I substituted it with be prepared to get less than the desired result. It's a bit of a mouthful, but so, a big part of it, like Donna said, is about scheduling, it's about preparing, pretty much having like an agenda, if that makes sense, like a meeting. It is a meeting, right? Yeah, so we have an agenda of what we're going to do, and how we're going to do it kind of falls into place. So we keep talking about community, but the thing about community is for a community to be set up, you kind of have to be headed in the same direction. Right, you're singing from the same hymn sheet. You're like-minded. Right, so it becomes a given that when you're coming to rehearsal, everybody in there has the same objective. Now, I do like a bit of interaction. So if you were at my workshop, I love asking questions. What objective do you think, or should a rehearsal have? What should be the one objective of a rehearsal?
You can shout it out.
You can shout it out.
Unity.
Shout it out.
Unity.
Unity. Great. Yeah, unity. Focused. Focused on God. Yeah.
I heard someone say learn the songs. Someone said learn the songs.
Yeah, who said that? Yeah, fantastic. Okay. Cool. Now, so we have loads of spiritual people here in this building because we unity.
And we have one carnal that says learn the song.
Yeah, I know. You go to rehearsal to learn the songs. You should know better.
It's okay. It's okay.
So, I mean, the main thing about rehearsal is it's something we would call more like a communal thing, because ideally you should have practiced the song before you get to your rehearsal. Because like Donna said, there's not enough time most of the time, and you bear witness. I mean, those in my workshop said that on average, there are only about 2 hours of rehearsal a week. Yeah. So how many people here rehearse for about 4 hours a week for church? 4 hours. Just 4 hours in the whole week for church. Oh, higher? 5? 6? Oh, okay, we're going less. 3?
Yeah.
3 hours. Can I have 3 hours? 3 hours. Not many. 2 hours? 1 hour. Just before service.
I'm not gonna lie. In fact, to be fair, there is one other person in here that goes to my church, and he will testify that actually we don't rehearse at all. Only an hour and a half before the service. That's just the way we do it. It's not right, it's not wrong, it works for us. And literally what we do is, in the week, whoever's leading, I make sure preparation is so key. I send all the YouTube links out, all the chord charts out, all the stuff out. And you know what? The responsibility is then yours to do your part, to listen to the songs, to learn the songs, to make sure you know where you're at and what you need to do. Because like what I said, when we said, we don't have the luxury of you just learning the song on the day. You need to have come prepared. So in the same way that actually we know that we've got, for this event, normally 30 songs, 40 songs sometimes?
Yeah,
about 30 or 40 songs to learn, formats and everything. We have to come prepared. If we don't come prepared, we'll be singing the same song for the whole conference. So that's the reason why preparation is key. And to be fair, that we're all adults, and the responsibility is then yours. It's not mine as the worship leader or whoever's doing the line or running the vocals to make sure you've done your part. It's up to you to make sure you come and you've come prepared and you've done what you needed to do. And if anything, all we're going to do is tweak in case a key changes or the format changes, but you yourselves will need to have come prepared to do what needs to be done. So when these guys come, I know, to be fair, I don't even have to worry, right, that they haven't done what they needed to do. And even if they haven't done what they needed to do, they blag their way through to show me that they've done what they needed to do. I do know this song. Sorry, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Honestly, because I must admit, this week for me has been really challenging, because literally I've had not a meltdown, but all the songs have become one. You know, you get to that point where every intro sounds the same, everything, and I'm just like, I don't even know what song this is. I'm just being honest, and I said, guys, what's the song? And so therefore I'll be saying, guys, can you play the recording, please? Because I can't remember the melody. But the fact of the matter is that actually there's grace in the room for that. And that you're gracious with each other, that actually, even though I'm the one in charge, there are days when everybody pulls their weight so that we're all doing this together. And so it's not like there's no man left behind. Everybody's pulling together, everyone's pulling in the same direction. We know we have X amount of songs to learn, so we know we've got this amount of time to do it in, and we need to make sure that we are prepared to do that. And that's what's really important. That's what makes it work. I can rely on and I can trust the other 7 people up here to do what they need to do to ensure that we can be free to enable God to do what he needs to do. Because that's the whole point of preparing, is that you don't have to think about it now, because actually I know this song, I know where it goes. Actually, God, you have the freedom to go with it in whatever way you want to and whatever direction you need us to go in. Do you know what I'm saying? So preparation, you know, some people say, oh, I don't want to plan, we just want it to just flow, we just want it all, we just want the spontaneous. Yeah, people practice the spontaneous, yeah. I'm being honest. Don't think Beth will just turn up and don't practice the spontaneous. They practice the spontaneous.
Actually, talking about that, how many people here have like favorite music or favorite worship leaders they like to listen to? Can I just get a shout out of some of them? Jesus Culture. Israel Houghton. Byron Cage. Okay, who? Any more? William McDowell. Okay, cool. So the list goes on. And Donna touched on an important point. Now, for every worship leader that you like to listen to, the reason you like to listen to them is because they've taken the time to prepare what you're listening to. So you imagine that you then have the responsibility and the privilege, I see it as, to deliver something to your church. What then do? If you like to listen to something that's well prepared, why then offer something that's ill prepared? You see? So that puts it into perspective. So I talked about a definite desire. And if your desire is really to be able to express yourself and have different expressions of worship, then you've got no choice. You can't escape it. You've got to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Because then you start to deliver. Okay, actually, let's bring it closer home. I know Donna said all that she said about the blag and all of that, but you know, in the blag and all of that, we were still preparing. Right? We're still preparing, right? So how many of you enjoyed worship this morning? Now, how many of you would have enjoyed worship if the guitarist was playing out of tune and the drummer was playing out of time and possibly the harmonies weren't together? I'm not even being spiritual right now, it's just what it is. Because the practical element to it is that if it doesn't sound right, you can't focus. That's just being real. For me, if I go somewhere it doesn't sound right, the first thing I'm trying to figure out what is wrong, how to fix it, and the moment is passing by. Right? So then at the end of the day, we have to offer something that's well prepared so that the people, the church, can respond accordingly. So then that becomes our responsibility and our duty to rehearse. Now, I do realize and I do appreciate that in every church there are different limitations. Now, breaking those limitations off would be, how can we use what we have and give our best every Sunday? How many people want to know that? How many people want to know how to use what you have and deliver excellently every Sunday? And excellence, I just see it as giving your best, giving the best that you have to offer. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the best musician or vocalist in the world. You just have to give the best that you have to offer. How many of you want to know that? Fantastic. First thing, yes. But one thing I'll say is, one of the things that we do, one of the things that we learn how to do is to imitate. There are three things. I love three, and it's just not spiritual all the time, but I love the number three. There are three things. There's to imitate, that's how we learn. And there's to assimilate, which is to understand. In all things gain understanding. And lastly is to innovate. Now the innovation comes from what I would say the limitation is. So if you've got a 3-piece band, but you got, like, you're listening to Israel Houghton or some names, Jesus Culture, You know, Jesus culture would have, Ben, how many guitarists for something like that? About 3 guitarists. So actually, it's quite interesting. If we have time, I'll get Ben to explain a couple of things. Because the KWM band, we're doing variety of songs, but we have 3 guitarists on some of them, but we only have 1 guitar on stage. So there is a level of adaptation that has happened. So you can adapt what you're listening to the setup that you have. So first thing, copy as much as you can what you're listening to. There is no point changing the song before you even learn how it goes. Yeah? So copy exactly what you listen to, and all that you can, understand as much as you can. Now sometimes there are so many resources out there. There are chord charts, there are YouTube videos that teach you how to play songs these days. And actually there's some, I know for some of Noel's stuff, on the Outrageous Love album, I think it's Worship Together, We Worship.
We worship together, we worship.
We Worship or something like that.
Yeah.
It's got tutorials on the parts. Like, so you have the 3 different parts. So, okay, the soprano is this, alto is this, the tenor is that, this is how you play, these are the chords and all of that. So you can do all of that, and that's part of your preparation. And when you understand that, you can then adapt it to your setting. So if it's like, well, we only have, actually give me an idea, what do you do?
So at my church, we have mainly male worship leaders. Yeah. Bless me, Jesus. Yeah. So there are mainly male. So for me, personally, I have had to learn to adapt. So if some of the guys sing in my key, and that's cool. Some of the guys don't sing in my key, and if I sing soprano, I'm singing dolphin. So literally, what I've had to do is learn to sing harmony. So when a guy is singing, I'm like, okay, if he's there, then I can adapt. I know the song well enough to listen well enough, and I would really encourage you vocalists, listen really well to what's being played. So, you know, if the bass line is doing something and you're doing the alto part, then kind of follow the bass line. Don't do your own thing and clash and things, but listen to what's going on musically and add to that. Yeah, because sometimes I think what we do is like, well, we're the singers and we're just going to sing the 3-part harmony, and we're not listening to the overall, what's going on and what the band are playing, because you want to fit within that. So for me, what I do is I fit with whoever's one of the guys that's leading, if they're singing quite high, and I pitch myself like, yeah, no, I'm not singing that. And then I decide that, right, I'm going to sing a part instead. Some guys I end up singing tenor, I'm not gonna lie, because they're singing right up here. But then if you, that's why the preparation is important. That actually, if you know, especially when you know people, you're like, okay, he's gonna sing high. So I'm already prepared before I'm even at rehearsal. Right, he's gonna take this here. It's gonna be pretty high, so I need to know that I'm singing a harmony. And so I've already come prepared to do that. And so for us here, it will be depending who it is. So if Mark was leading, we know Mark sings high. So ladies, you'd be on the same level as Mark. Okay, we know then, okay, if Mark is singing, the sopranos will take the melody with him, or the guys will take the melody with him, and then as sopranos and altos, we'd find the third above and a third above that. But it's about widening yourself enough to know that you're able to do that. And it's about adapting yourself to that. So not everybody in my church will be able to adapt to that. There are some that find it easier than others. And you know, we've got enough grace and love to let those sing soprano and let them sing the melody above or sing it the octave below. But we make sure that we fit so that, as GOZ-I says, the overall sound is pleasing to the ear and not off-putting to the ear. And what we also do here as well is that you see, nobody sings above anybody else unless you're leading. Everyone that's not background, but everyone that brings that sound, everyone is singing together. We're very aware of each other. We listen to each other. to ensure that actually this sounds like a wall of sound rather than one person's voice just sticking out there and another person's voice is there and you're like, what's going on? We make sure that actually we listen to each other and we listen to the band and make sure that we're not clashing with our notes. Because it's very easy to think, okay, I'm just going to sing what I sing because I learned the song and it goes like this. I don't know what you lot are playing, but I'm going to sing it like this. Yeah, that's all good. However, what that is, then somebody in the congregation that something's not right and I can't really worship and I can't really focus because someone's singing slightly. So we make sure that we listen to each other, we make good eye contact, we look at each other, having no holy moments, yeah, unless everybody's out. But generally you have to make sure your eyes are open, know what's going on in the room. That's why I'm standing next to GOZ-I, because any now I'm just going to look at him. If he's going somewhere, then I'm looking and I'm seeing and I'm very aware of what we're all doing. And everybody, they'll see my hand or they'll see me do something, but we're very aware of what's going on between us. And so I would encourage you as well to be very aware, not to just shut your eyes and shut yourself off from what's going on, but to be aware of what's going on, not just on stage, but what's going on in the room. Because sometimes, you know, it's okay not to sing all the time, and it's okay to back off the mic and to be praying as well, you know, to make the whole thing work. So I would encourage you, listen, use your ears, definitely use your ears.
And also we have a secret member of the worship team. Guess who? Oh, the sound man. And you know, it's quite easy to miss them because they're mostly at the back. And I just want to use this opportunity while I have the mic to appreciate Simeon.
Yeah.
He makes us sound good. He makes all the hard work come together. So what you hear and what you love, aside from what we're doing up here to make sure we're together, he interprets that, and that's what you hear. So your secret member to your worship team, actually probably not so secret, should be your sound.
And your words person.
And your words person, yeah.
Yeah. Who couldn't do the words? Because you know half the congregation don't know those songs off by heart, yeah? And if the words disappear, everyone's like... Because we become reliant on technology. Gone are the days where you need to have to memorize the songs. I don't even memorize my songs anymore, hence why I sing the wrong words. But what you tend to do, we forget, and I love what Lou was talking about, honoring and having a culture of honor, that actually we honor the words person. We bless them as well. We bless the person on the sound desk, because without them, you wouldn't hear a thing that was going on in the room. So, you know, we really do try to make sure it's a community, it's a family together. So from the person that does sound, you know, treat them well, man. Take them out, buy them a drink, get them a burger, do you know what I mean? And treat the words person right, because if the words go, trust me, you can be guaranteed the congregation will not sing. So you need to make sure that those guys are looked after well, because they make you sound. I don't know if who was here really early this morning. Did you hear the reverb on my voice? Oh, it was amazing. I don't get that every Sunday, but it was really nice to hear me echo around the room. But that's what they do, and they make it happen, because without it, truly, you'd be shouting. So, big up the sound people.
Cool. So, Sylvia, 3 things again. Without these things, we have no music. Melody, 1. Harmony, 2. Rhythm, 3. So, rhythm keeps us together. Pete, can I just have you on standby, please, on the kit? Rhythm keeps us together. Melody, Donna's talked about. And without that, actually, that's the DNA of every song. Bam, 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 bam. What song I say? Bam, 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 bam. What? How great is our God? How did you all know that? Man, you guys are really, really good at this prophetic thing, you know. it's just DNA. It's the DNA of the song. So it brings everyone together, doesn't it? Someone comes in and starts to sing, you know that for sure. Now, we talked about adapting, and I feel quite strongly that adapting is something that we just need to look at very briefly. Ben, Tanya, Enoch, yeah, they're not. Yeah, it's not scripture. It's not I'm not hearing from God, but it's just the band really. And what I want to do, and I think that would be great to do, is Carl. Yeah, I didn't miss anybody out. Is to get a scenario from you that we are going to recreate. Keep it simple though.
Yeah, please.
You know, simple song. And what we're gonna do is recreate it like it was at your church. Is that good? Is that good? Okay, cool. So we've got no horns. We've got no string players. Yeah. How's that? And I'll get some singers up.
Yeah. Yolanda.
Cool. So I open the floor to you. In the meantime,
Rich, oh praise the Lord, thank you. I was looking for
I did promise you something, didn't I? So how many churches here do guitar heavy songs? Like loads of guitars in your music? So I'm talking like more like Hillsong sounding, Bethel sounding, Jesus Culture sounding. No, yeah, I can't even see anybody now. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, okay, we don't have that many people. Great. So keyboard heavy songs. So I've got one question. The people, oh there you are. All the other people not raising their hands.
Okay, who just has a tambourine? I'm just checking, because in case you don't want to miss you out.
No musicians at all in the church? Sometimes you do have that. No musicians in your church? Just vocals?
That's cool. I started off with no musicians in my church. My original church.
Great. So, just a quick one. And it's just going to be a 90-second thing with Ben, featuring Ben Tricky, with his bag of tricks. How do you adapt a song that's got like 3 different guitar parts and you're just one person with one guitar, or you've got loads of guitars but you can only play it one at a time?
Yeah, you just play 3 at once. I think the thing that I would be doing, so obviously we've got a lot of songs for this conference, lots of different styles and stuff. The thing that I'm doing when I'm first listening to the song is going, okay, right, what's the important thing here? What's the hook? Is there like a guitar melody, or is there a particular part that actually, if I don't play, people are going to miss? Because obviously it's so important, the guitar parts. But you know, which are the things that are kind of almost the key, the fundamental parts that I need to be playing, and then which are kind of the extra parts. So sometimes on a song there'll be like 10 guitar parts, and 9 of them are just doing some rubbish, but actually one of them's really good. And actually that's the one that I need to be playing. And then when I'm not playing that one, I'm just doing extra stuff to add. So the rubbish stuff, so it's kind of working out what's important. So if I was to play... the riff for Our God is Greater, for example, and actually if you've heard the Chris Tomlin version, you'll go, oh, that's the thing. And actually if that's not there, you're like, oh yeah, what's this song again?
Let me stop you there. What did he say? I said 3 things. First thing is melody. So he picked up the most important thing in any song, melody. And he said, if it wasn't there, you'd be like, something is missing. It happens, it's applicable both to singers and to musicians. Just put it there. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, actually that's the particular guitar riff, guitar part, or whatever. And I guess just as a slight side note, these days technology is amazing. There are loads of different ways to learn a song and to work out what's going on. So for some people, you might play by ear, and you might hear a song, go, oh yeah, it's kind of this, and either sit down on your keyboard, guitar, bass, whatever, and be able to just play it and kind of pick it up. For other people, actually, that's really difficult, but if you have some sheet music in front of you, you're away, you can do what you want. For other people, if you watch someone else do it, you know, then that's the way that you learn. And actually, there's so many different resources available these days on YouTube, and then just like sheet music and multitracks.com and various other things, ways to kind of get into the song. So instead of just going, well, I don't know how to play it, I just don't know what it is. Find the ways that you can learn, and you can, I guess, get stuck into these parts. And actually, if you hear a song and go, that's a really important guitar part, keyboard part, whatever, I need to learn it, then learn it. Find the way that makes it work. And actually, if you've got someone else in your church who's actually a really great musician, and they might know how to play it, just go, oh yeah, how do you do that thing again? What are the notes? And learn from other people, and kind of what you were saying about preparing, rehearsing. Like, I feel like, aside from time and effort and energy, we don't really have a lot of excuses these days, because there are so many great resources for learning songs and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Ben. Was that useful? Was that useful? If it's not, you don't have to clap. Was that useful? Fantastic. Okay, great. So I'm opening the floor. I need one song. We're recreating the scenario real quick. One song. I know I'll fix this song. Great I Am. Waymaker, great I Am. Every praise. Oh, you know what? I have to give it to you. I'm going to do that. Sorry if I don't pick your song. So, tell me, what kind of setup do you have in your church? 2 keyboards, fantastic. Drums. Occasionally we have the tambourine. I'll play tambourine. Okay, cool. So 2 keyboards. Do you have bass? You have no bass? You know, synth bass.
Sorry, Cole. Not playing.
Guitar? Just 2 keyboards. 2 keyboards, drums.
And the tambourine.
And tambourine.
Sweet.
Okay, great. This is going to be interesting. So, no, but this is real though, isn't it? It is real. This is what happens. Okay, singers.
How many singers?
4. I have more singers than that. Anyway. Okay, you have 4 singers. Oh, so 1 person leading and 3 backing, or how? 5 singers in total. Okay.
We got 3.
Gina, sorry.
Gina,
you gotta be up here.
Enoch
man.
can sing.
4
Enoch can
singers.
sing. He told me.
No, Enoch is going to be doubling up in a minute. Alright, cool. So, alright. So, every praise, what key do we do that in? B? C sharp? C sharp. Okay, C sharp, guys. So, this is totally unrehearsed, right? So, alright, cool. So, C. Sorry, no guitar, sorry, no bass. Synth bass, please, sir. What? Okay, so tambourine. Do you have a tambourine in this at this church, or anyone with a tambourine that we could borrow? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So, synthy, brassy, organ and stuff. So piano and bass, yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool, so, yeah.
Right, yeah.
So who's leading?
It's you, mate.
No, I'm not leading.
What's the note?
You also, part of it all, you have to know what your strengths are. Yeah, so whilst you might want to, we did say about it has to be pleasing. Yeah, at the very start. So you know why I'm saying all of this? They just said I should lead. So I'm like, no, that's not my strength. So you have to also be quite truthful to yourself. Yeah? Alright, cool. Oh, batteries, Carlos, we have battery issues on stage. No, you're good? Okay, cool. Alright, cool. No. We're good. Okay, cool. So, yeah. Here we go.
Can we have an intro?
Intro.
God, my Savior, God, my healer. Is that what song is it?
Yeah.
It's a good start.
That happens often. Okay. Let's try that then.
Cool. No, I'm piano.
I'm piano.
I'm piano.
You got to do both.
Yeah, so. Pray for us.
Yeah.
We used to have a bass player and a guitarist normally. Okay, cool. So, here we go.
You're going to count us in properly. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise is to our God. Sing with me now. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise is to our God. God our Savior, God our Savior, God our healer, God our deliverer. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. God my Savior, God my Savior, God my healer, God my healer, God my deliverer. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise is to our God. Do you do key changes as well? Do you do key changes as well? Okay. Just checking. Let's go on, sorry. Every word of worship in one accord. My bad. Every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise is to our God.
I was sure, but I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out. Cool. You sound close to what it's like normally, yeah?
Minus the tambourine.
Okay, great. So let's have some fun. We've got 5 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. So, we're gonna reinstate all the members we took out. Do the same song. What do you think? Should we be daring?
Yeah.
Invite.
Be daring.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the thing about when you want to get what you want, is you have to take it. Yeah? And you have to just go for it. So we've got 6 spaces. If you sing and if you can lead, the first 6 people to come on stage will do the same song to the band. If you don't want to take it, don't get out. If you want to take it, it's the first 6 people. The first 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. You and you. Oh, shit. So I need to lose 2 of you, please. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. First 6 people.
Yeah, this one as well.
You can stay up here, but okay, cool. You know what? Let's make it interesting. Okay, you know what? That's fine. It's fine.
There might be enough. There's
Okay, cool.
2, 4, 6.
There's 6.
Yeah, there's 6 there.
Yeah, 6. All right, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
fantastic. I'll give you this mic. 7th mic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fantastic. Amazing. Amazing. Great. Cool. So you're gonna stand in the lineup, and we're gonna do the same song again.
Okay, so if
and
you're
we're just gonna have fun.
If you're an alto singer, you're this side. If you're a soprano singer
Tenors
with
here.
Gina, if you're a tenor, go stand with Rich. Some of you ladies might be tenors too, so hey. That's too funny.
He's in the vocal seminar, so he's just warming up.
Okay. Wonderful. Is anyone missing a mic? Everyone got a mic?
Cool. So let me just check something. See, okay, cool. So Simeon, lead will be on MC. Everyone else will be BB, including the lead mics. See, the secret part of our worship team. He needs to know too, right? Fantastic.
And make sure you switch your mics on. Flip up the switch. I did that the other week. Yeah, anyway, praise the Lord.
I'm going to play as well. So just going to reorder things. Could we do... So Tanya, stay where you are. Move to auxes, bells and all that stuff. And we go hard. Yeah, so we're starting with the intro.
Cool. So cool. All right. Okay, I'll lead it then. Cool. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can't take a mic and stand on the back.
The stage is
The musicians want their space to be able to move, because trust me, when Carl gets going, you might get hit in the head with the bass, so you might want to come a bit forward.
Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship
We magnify your name. We glorify your name. We bless you. We praise you. We adore you. You're worthy. You're worthy. King of kings. Lord of lords. El Shaddai. Elohim. God Almighty. We give you glory. We give you glory. We give you glory, Lord. We honor you. We bless your name. Come on, let's not stop. Let's lift it up some more. Lift it up some more. Give the glory to his name. Bring an offering before him. Worship the Lord in the beauty of his holiness. Come on, let's press in. Let's press in. Don't stop. Don't stop lifting him up. Don't stop praising him. Don't stop. Give him the glory to his name. Give him the glory to his name. Give him the glory to his name. He's worthy. He's worthy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's just give it all a clap offering right now. We bless you. 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 We bless you, God. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We bless you. We bless you. The fruit of our lips blesses you. Hallelujah. I want to encourage you. Seek him while he can be found. Call upon him while he is near. Don't miss a moment. Don't miss a moment. See this up. You can't do any of this unless you're doing this in the secret place. Because it's not real, it's not authentic, and it's not true. He wants true worship. And the true worship doesn't happen on a stage. It happens in your closet. It happens in your bedroom. It happens when you're facing stuff. It happens when you have to go through. It happens when there's mess around. It happens when it's not going right. True worship comes from the depths of your belly. And God is calling us to be true worshippers. Those that worship in the good, the bad, the crappy, the ugly. He's calling the true worshippers that are not ashamed to call out on him, to worship him even when you're going through. He requires us to worship him when nobody else is looking. Because then when you come up here, it's real. When you come up here, it's true. You're not putting it on, it's not a display for anyone to see. It's a display for the King. It's a display, because he likes to show off on his kids. He likes when his kids show off on him. He takes pleasure in the praises of his people. He delights in us. He delights in you. He delights in you. He delights when you take time out. He delights when you worship him in a secret place. He delights when you commune with brother and sister. He delights in family. Our God is a God of community and family. He honors it, he loves it, he dwells in it. So I would just encourage you, amidst all the practicing and all the rest of it, love each other, serve each other, do to others what you would do to yourself. Love on people, bless people. Everything that Lou said earlier on about honoring and blessing each other. Speak good things. And even if you can't see good things, speak good things into people and call out their destinies. Because sometimes it just takes one word to change something, and you could be the catalyst for that one word, that one encouragement that you give someone in your team, that one word to say, mate, that blessed me today. That one word can transform and change that person's heart and situation. So I would encourage you, everything you're gleaning, everything you're learning, everything you're drawing on these few days, go back and put it into practice. Don't just be hearers of the word, but be doers of it. Put it into practice what you're hearing. Put it into practice what God's imparting. It's like a prophetic word. God might give you a word, but unless you start to pray that thing in, it's just a word. That's you written on a bit of paper. But begin to declare it. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm the first and not the last. I'm more than an overcomer. I can do all things through Christ who gives me. Start to confess stop speaking it until you see it. Keep confessing and blessing each other. So do you know what I want you to do right now? I want you to go and bless someone. Move from your seat. You don't need to know them. Just go and speak blessing over someone. And I'm going to hand over to whoever I'm handing over to. Good job. Okay? But just go and bless someone. You might not know them. Go find someone you don't know, actually. It would be nicer. And just go and bless them. Amen. Thank you guys. You're amazing. Bless you all.